Hello, guys. Good morning from Norway. It's 6 a.m. in Norway. So, it's it's December 27, and I'm trying to fire up a pipe here, but I was lazy with the job, so okay, guys. Whew, here we are. It's so hot in here, actually, so I just put this cap because it looks cool. But as of now, the room is quite pleasant, and it's quite mild outside. Quite mild outside here. So, okay, I know this is an odd hour for some of you guys, especially if you live in Europe, England. It might be too early for you, but I am in the mood for a live chat if there's somebody coming on. So if you remember from my former chat, I have this ashtray here and a pipe. So it's very rare for me to smoke pipe in Norway. It's actually last time I smoked pipe in Norway, I mean, except for a few days ago, was back when I was like 20 years old. I just bought a pipe made of corn cob, or whatever you call it, the stem of the corn. And I just bought it because I wanted to try how it is to smoke pipe. So here it is. I got this very nice pipe from an old neighbor here, and he is almost 90 years old, and he has several pipes, so he gave me one, and I gave him a watch. Okay, so that's a fair trade, I think. So here I am in the countryside of Norway, and I have a candle lit. You can see the candle there, yeah? So just to pretend that I'm having some Christmas ambience here, because I don't really care so much about the whole thing. And I get so upset because when I was supposed to go and make the shopping on December 24, I knew they are closing down the shops at 3. But I thought some would be open until 4 o'clock, but no. And I couldn't find my wallet, guys. I couldn't find my wallet. So I had to run all over the place. I couldn't find it, but I had an agreement to meet my cousin. So when I finally reached down there, close to the shop had already closed, and I told him, I don't want to go with you now to the sell Christmas party, because I don't have my driver's license. I don't have anything. So then I drove back to the place here, and I used a torch, and I could finally find my wallet. So it means I was quite exhausted. I drove to the nearby areas to see if somebody was open, but no, everything was closed, guys. And then I also was tired and stressed and sweaty. I had cleaned up myself and put on some nice clothes because I was invited to a Christmas party. But I'm really not in the mood. I don't even like to celebrate Christmas because it's all based on a lie. I mean, it's a beautiful tradition with and I love the story about the baby Jesus who was born in a manger. Mhm. By the Virgin Mary. And the angels came and they sang the songs for the shepherds in the field. Very beautiful. The star was there, and later on, the kings came from the east. Hmm. But maybe 1.5 year after he was born. So the three kings didn't have a jet plane or something like that, So they didn't. Jesus wasn't born. Shalom Shabbat. Mm. Anders Streifeld, yeah. Oh, yeah, it is Shabbat, yeah. Wow, really? Yeah. Let's see. No. It's the Shabbat commences at in a few hours from now. Maybe if you are in the somewhere beyond Japan, maybe it's getting Shabbat. Huh? Have a peaceful Sabbath. So I want to share a little bit thoughts about my position here. I've been alone here basically all Christmas, and here in Norway, they closed down the FM radio channels, except there is one channel here, and I don't have the DAB radio, so I have an old radio, and I can just catch one station, and they're just playing the same songs non-stop. And repeating the same stuff. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, and may all your with Christmases be white, and maybe the guys are white supremacists. Because the husband of my cousin, where I'm supposed to be on Christmas Eve, he is from Africa. He's a black man, so that would be, you could choose between, if you sit next to him, it's going to be a black Christmas, right? Or a dark brown Christmas. But of course, we know what white Christmas means. It's the season, of everything, the romantic tale for the guys living in this part of the world. We love there to be snow in the winter because it's very dark here, and so usually there will be snow on the ground, on the trees, on the pine trees in this season. But depends where you are in Norway. So anyway, that is, of course, this has nothing to do with the birth of Jesus when he was born in Bethlehem 2,000 years ago, approximately. He was probably born in April, May, or June, somewhere around that time, because it would be terrible and very idiotic for the Romans to demand that everybody, and even pregnant women, who would travel around half the country in the middle of the winter. Because maybe in Bethlehem it can be quite cold in the winter, right? So, Anders, you are up early, huh? So I'm just sharing a little bit here of my thoughts here. I couldn't find my wallet, so I wasn't able to buy anything before Christmas, and my coffers were not full. The plan was to go and buy, but I was so tired. I just resting, and then I just timed everything. I'm gonna reach the shop there, and I'm gonna get in some foods and stuff, and then I will go to visit my cousin and her husband, the kids there. They invited me for the Christmas Eve meal, but of course I don't celebrate Christmas. So I am against all the stuff with the Christmas trees and the gifts and Santa Claus and all that stuff. Those are, but I love to stay with my family, and many people are busy. So, but then everybody is basically off on in the Christmas. That's why everything is closed. Groovy haircut, Matteo. Yeah. I had to, my hair was so long. I was taken for a hippie, so I had to turn to cut it off. Yeah, look good, clean, and sober. Matteo, thank you. This one is dead, but it's enough smoke in here. I don't have any ventilation, so I'm just staying here in my room, and I'm eating some lamb thigh meat, and I have this huge flat screen TV here. So I've been watching Netflix and YouTube videos, and just spend my time basically here in the room. It's totally darkness. The sunlight will come here maybe at 10 a.m. and then it will be dark at 4:30 p.m. So, and if there's a lot of clouds and rainy and so forth, and no snow, it's terrible to go outside. So I don't want to. I really don't want to. I don't like this place in this time of year, because I don't buy into the Christmas stuff and all the Santa Claus, the Christmas trees, the presents, all that stuff, and they're singing all this song, like Bonnie M was singing. Uh, Jesus Christ was born on Christmas Day. Hark now, hear the angels sing. Yeah, so I mean, most of the message is lovely and biblical, but to me, I realized back in 1989, I got some stuff in my head. I saw that, wow, Jesus was not born on Christmas. But that was the old pagan season. They were celebrating Saturnalia. It was called Saturnalia. And Saturn, that is a symbol of Satan, the devil. Yeah. So it's also celebrated, the December 25th is celebrated as the birthday of Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun, the sun god. He was called, whatever. He had many names, but since the sun is very important in all over the world, so they had this celebration when they realized, the sun. They thought the sun is dying, guys. We're going into perpetual darkness. But then, they realized that around this time, the sun will increase, the length of days will increase. So they were so happy, always celebrating that. Actually, the religion in Egypt was about the sun going down. Oh, the sun is dying, it's going down into the kingdom of the dead. And they had to do a lot of rituals and stuff to be able to bring the sun back again. So every morning the sun returned, okay? So the sun and the moon and the stars have been symbols for deities throughout history, and I understand it. God jul, Viking. Hoppas allt ordnar sig och att du kan åka hem till din familj. Ja, det var det. ja, jeg er så trøtt her nå, Anders. Jeg orker ikke gjøre så mye, men jeg kommer til å reise i løpet av januar. Før slutten av januar. I think I will leave Norway by the end of January because I really want to get away from here. And this is not a place for people to live, guys. I don't have a decent living situation here, and the owner of this guy, he don't like me to stay here for like longer periods because it's not really an approved living space for persons, you see. But I'm fine here. I have a bed here. I have a flat screen TV with internet. I have some electrical ovens here, but it's not not so cool to live here. Yeah? So especially not at this time of year. Only a true Viking survived there. Thank you, tack Anders. Yeah, what's smoking? Through pipe. I'm living in Norway, so in Norway, ganja is illegal. So what I'm smoking here is just some ordinary pipe tobacco. But I actually just found the pipe, to impress you guys. So it looks a bit cool or whatever, but I don't have any windows to be open here now. I have closed them for the winter. So if you see my windows here, guys, I put some cardboard, and there I cannot open that window at all. And over there, it's all closed down. So it's not very nice to sit and smoke here. Actually, everything is getting into the clothes, to the bed covers. So I cannot smoke anymore. Cannabis ain't cool. Well, I would say I have tried cannabis only a few times. I don't see any point in using it. Actually, there are different strains. I smoked here in Norway many years ago. In the summer, there was some traveling folks from Ireland, and they invited me to share some joint. It's the first time I smoked that stuff in Norway, and I was it was interesting. You became stone. Really, I never knew what is the expression of stone, but you feel like, you just want to sit there. You feel very heavy. You don't. So there are different kind of strains of stuff, but I would rather smoke cannabis if I was to smoke, of course. But I mean, pipe tobacco, what I smoke in the Philippines, is natural. I could just get the leaves and cut them in small pieces. I mix with some clove, knock with some hammer on the cloves and stuff. But I have never been addicted to basically not anything, I think, except for soda. You call it fizzy drinks. Coke Zero, Pepsi Max, that kind of stuff. But actually, there are some health benefits both to cannabis and to pipe smoking a natural tobacco. There is some cannabis is life affirmative. Yeah. That's I think so, but it's cannabis is good for older guys like me. It's not. Cannot recommend it for young people, because it can actually inhibit the natural development of the brain. So if you are like 25 years or younger, you should stay away from that shit, really. And why would you actually smoke at all if you have no reason to smoke, But if you have problems mentally or physically, it can improve, but it can also make it worse, as I understand. I did a lot of research on cannabis for many years, even if I didn't have access to it. So for me, I drink alcohol because I have like a very how can I say long-term chronic depression here. But thank God I'm much better, especially after I got my new boy there in the Philippines. So I have a totally different outlook on my life and the future as of now. But I know that some people they have a very huge relief from using ganja. But then you have a ganja or whatever you can call it, who some of them are very strong in THC, and THC is what makes you high, and that is too strong. It's not natural what they are selling in the streets today. So I would suggest you get some natural stuff. So when I was in, let's see here, alcohol, life, affirmative. Yeah. Now it's the problem with alcohol is that, especially for me, is when I start to drink. Yes, I get happy. I get in the mood. I'm not shy anymore, and you see that, guys, when I'm alive here, I can shout and scream and do a lot of funny stuff. But the problem is that the Bible says, "Do not be drunk." Be sober. It says many times, "Be sober." But if you read in the book of Proverbs, in the last chapter there, it says that you can give wine and strong drink to the persons who are suffering, who are striving, who have a huge problems in their lives, and maybe they're very poor, like me. I've been very poor, and you feel like desperate. You feel like that is then alcohol can be a lifesaver for a short period of time. Now the problem is if you drink for years and years, it's just become a habit, and it's expensive, and it's bad for your health. And my problem is sometimes I'm getting too drunk quite often. Not if I drink beer, because I have a big body and I'm used to alcohol, so I don't get very. Let's see here, alcohol. Richard Howells, alcohol, joy, juice, alcohol. Serpent bites your ass. Yes, that is what it says in the Proverbs. Don't drink long. Don't abide long time with your wine, and don't bring up your cup and admire. Oh wow, look at this beautiful red wine, and then suddenly it will become a snake that bites you. Exactly. So that is really not something I can recommend. What is in the Bible you can find, they will drink wine for celebration, like Jesus even made the hundreds of liters of wine in the wedding in Canaan. And I'm sure there was alcohol in the wine because they said he made a good wine. And if you read the context, you understand that was not alcohol-free wine. So to drink some in a special occasion, you drink, you get merry, but don't get drunk because then you lose control. So for me, that is a problem, right? Because no, had any more thieves coming around? What I think, because I heard somebody speaking, and I thought they were in the neighbor room here. Somebody speaking some foreign language, and the neighbor here, he's Norwegian. All the neighbors are Norwegian. There was nobody who speaks not Norwegian would be around here. So I grabbed a long front fork leg from my motorbike just to be able to to hit the guys if they were there. But I think maybe they were outside, so I could hear them through the gate. And so when I turned on the lights there and I just stormed in and so forth, they just shut up and they left. But this is a typical thing in this time of year, especially it's dark and this is in the countryside. So some of these thieves, they will roam around to look if there is an abandoned home. So, and of course it's a bit scary when you think about it. I'm here and oops, suddenly I hear somebody. But they were not inside the neighbor room because I have closed off the doors, but they might get in there if they break in. So anyway, that was a bit scary. So I'm just talking here about my thoughts in Christmas here in Norway, as I already told Some of you guys, I don't particularly believe in